Good morning. How are we today? Bear with me, I'm just fixing some technical issues. Alright, there we go. Frankenstein, hello, how are you today? You doing good? Teristu, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I hope you're enjoying this fine Sunday, wherever you may be. You all excited for the patch notes that we got? We've been reading some patch notes? Hey Optech, nice wife beer. Thank you. It is very hot in the UK today. I am melting, absolutely melting. Organizing your stash tabs in standard and deleting old characters. Oh, it's exciting times, huh? Just a few more very long days to go. Oh, I can't even wait. You got your league starts planned out? You all know what you're going to be playing? I know what I'm going to be playing. The same thing we play every league. Let's switch over to game, and we'll do a little bit of practice. We'll have a chat. We'll do some leveling with Pathfinder. Going gemling. Have no idea what skills you'll be using. Yeah, gemling's on my list to try later on in the league. I have an idea for a Glacial Bolt Warcry build, which I'd like to do on gemling. Alright, I think this is basically a fresh start. Oracle Werewolf, you're going to rock that. Yeah, Werewolf is a good league starter. Eh? Werewolf is very strong. Organize the old flasks and portal. Gemini looks fun. I just don't know if I can get enough defense because you play hardcore. Don't know if I can get tanky enough. Yeah, we'll have to see how good the barrier is, right? As to whether or not you'll have enough defenses. And I guess it's tricky to test that in hardcore because if your test is wrong, then you just die, right? But I think there's some default stuff you can do that will improve tankability, right? Without needing to rely on the new ascendancy. Can someone help me? I killed the Act 2 boss. Sekimo cut at his head, but nothing happened after. Did you go back to camp? If you go back to the caravan, can you leave the caravan? Like, if you go down the path, go and talk to the hooded one? Because the hooded one... Is the hooded one missing from the caravan? So you should be able to leave the caravan and go and talk to the hooded one, and that'll let you move to the next act. He's not there. As in, he's not... If he's not on the caravan, you need to get off the caravan. Go down the little ramp, run across the sand, and he'll be waiting for you at the statue. Make some proj damage. Going Witch Hunter Ward and Sorcery Ward will hopefully be a tank. Yeah, I think Sorcery Ward is still going to be good even with the slight nerf, eh? I do actually have some leftover gold, it seems, from my last little run. Keep this for when we get a crossbow. We could just buy a crossbow now and pretend that we muled it. I'll probably do that, actually. Let's just do that. Oh, I need to unequip this gem. Where should he be? I wonder if I can... If I got any characters. Let's see. So... If I go to Act 2... where's the caravan? Yeah, so when you go back to the caravan should be in a new location, and you should just be able to run down like this ramp, and then you keep like running to the, you know, just keep running, and the hooded one will be waiting for you in that area, and you could talk to him, and that progresses. So he's not here anymore, right? So you run over here and down there. Good lordy lord. I am schwitzing. Alright, I need to unequip me lightning arrow. And we are going to equip this and then grab permafrost. But we'll keep crossbow shot for now because permafrost doesn't really do anything without frag rounds. I think this will probably be my league start plan, even though I'm doing poison. Thank you for the follow, Junu Plays. You found him? Ah, good. Yeah, it's actually, it doesn't really tell you, does it? What to do. Yeah, that's confusing the first time you do it for sure. You kind of just go back to the caravan and then it doesn't really signpost very well where you're meant to go. Alright, we need to find the camp. I do know this layout now. I've done this so many times now doing these league start tests. We need to go left actually, because that takes us to the camp that's going to give us frag rounds. Oh. We have a couple of choices for leveling before the poison swap at league start, and I'm leaning towards just doing permafrost because it's the most straightforward way to get very quickly through the early campaign. I don't think I'm going to stubbornly stay physical as I would do sometimes when I'm doing a new build, but this is not a new build, so I'm just going to want to get to endgame as quickly as possible. Wow, I am so lost. Is this the camp? No. This is Beera. Grab yourself a Beera. Yeah, it feels like they're actually, aside from, you know, the big nerfs that happened in the patch notes, like ES Recharge, Leech, there wasn't actually a huge amount of balance change, eh? Like, everything is relatively untouched. My precious Riven has been untouched, though Pathfinder has received a slight nerf. Well, I say slight, it's a pretty big nerf, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I'm considering doing a spreadsheet. To see just the actual impact of the nerfs. So I'm going to keep the AR HVR poison build. Yes, Sparty. And welcome to the stream, by the way, Sparty. What's the plan to make up for the nerfs? So I'm actually not that concerned about the nerfs for a couple of reasons. One, the damage was already ridiculous. So I was killing Ubita, which is what, 20 odd million HP in a few seconds with my build. So even if we look at the poison duration nerf on Pathfinder, in real terms is about a 42% nerf to poison duration, going from 35 to 50. Even if my build is 42% slower at killing Uber Arbiter, I think that's still plenty of damage, right? That's like a 10-15 second Ubiter kill. That is perfectly within the bounds of acceptable. Now we have received a small buff of 20% more damage on fragmentation rounds for the build. So fragmentation rounds has been changed so that from quality, instead of more damage, you now receive 2 more fragments. More damage didn't do anything for how I use fragmentation rounds. So that's actually going from 10 to 12 fragments is a big damage buff. So I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be all right. And the movement speed penalty stuff is kind of whatever. It's not a big deal for me. I don't care if I clear a map in a couple of minutes or 5 minutes, you know. So yeah, I think the build has been nerfed, but it's not a big deal. Unfortunately, yeah, 2 frags are good for HVR. Yeah. So unfortunately, what was I going to say? I've completely forgotten. It's gone. It'll come back. It'll come back. The sun has fried my brain. Also, I guess I should point out that the crossbow that I killed Ubita with in a few seconds was only a +5. So I did all of the end game with a +5 crossbow, which is the new maximum plus skills. So I'm not even losing anything from the fact that you can't get a +7 crossbow anymore. So yeah, we're all good. Oh, well, I remember what I was going to say. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is for figuring out the impact these changes have is that obviously Riven is not well supported or supported at all in Path of Building yet. And I think the calculation is quite complicated. TGR123, do the changes to the elemental damage and lightning to poison matter? No, I wasn't using Plague Fingers. I was doing a pure physical build. I had an old build that used Explosive Shot and Plague Fingers, but I'm not using those anymore. My build that I'll be league starting with is just physical damage, so we also don't care about the fact that Plague Fingers has been nerfed. Well, at least the version of Plague Fingers that isn't cultivated, right? You can use a cultivation orb to remove that new line. Ooh, move speed. Thank you. And we we can grab. I probably don't need to grab APR yet. I should probably upgrade Permafrost. Grab the support gem. And grab Ice Bite, probably. Oh no, we'll just do Ellie Armament. We'll start with Ellie Armament. Then we'll go kill Beera. Oh, ran out of mana. More 4 life per enemy killed. No good, no good. But yeah, there's some other fun builds that look like they'll be fun to try a bit later after League start. Obviously, going to do a martial artist build at some point. Protagonist messaged me offline to point out that one of the new nodes that we've now seen lets you build combo with any ability, which includes ranged abilities. So there's an option there to do a fun build where we do crossbow plus Tempest Bell. So at some point, I'll be doing a hybrid crossbow martial artist build with quarterstaff and crossbow. We'll be shooting bells with crossbows. Hopefully it'll work. But I mean, martial artist just looks so strong. I mean, have you seen some of the gloves that we'll be able to create? Absolutely insane. Power charge on critical, onslaught on kill. Just ridiculous. All right, I'm not really paying enough attention to the Grellwood here. I was working on my how to League start run and gun video this morning. I think it'll be a relatively short one by my standards. So I've just put together like a little compendium of all the little options you have when you're League starting with crossbow ammo skills. So what to think about when you're League starting: physical, fire, lightning, and frost. And the pros and cons of each one, what they're good at, ascendancy choices, how to manage your crossbow progression throughout the campaign. All right, now we can grab Ice Bite. So hopefully for anyone who wants to start run and gun builds, there'll be enough information there for you to kind of pick and choose what you want to do. And then endgame scaling wise, I think they're all still in a pretty good place. Arjun's medal has been nerfed, but I don't think the nerf is as big a deal as it seems. I think Arjun's death has been greatly exaggerated. Mostly, I think the nerf is targeted at its interaction specifically with Ratha's Assault. So the change from 100% to 25% for the majority of use cases that you'll be using Arjun's for, you will still get a crossbow bolt back when you fire into a pack. Now you'll need more than one bolt loaded into your crossbow, but you can achieve that through either using a crossbow base that has +1 bolt, a crossbow with a suffix that has +1 bolt, or double barrel instead of rathers. And so what it means now is that instead of, when you were using Ratha's Assault, you would fire into a pack and it would refill all of your bolts. You'd have 5 bolts and a single shot would refill all of them. Now you're more likely to just refill 1 bolt when you make a kill. Because, to be honest, right, when you're in the end game, the chances that you're not going to be killing at least 4 enemies at a time are very slim. And as endgame monster density scales up, that becomes slimmer and slimmer. Now there are some edge cases there, right, where if you haven't built enough damage to make up for the fact that you are giving up a support, you may not be killing with a single shot, so you won't be able to make the switch to Arjun's until later. Whereas when you could pair it with Ratha's Assault and refill your whole crossbow, you could fire off 2 shots and then refill your whole crossbow if that killed a pack. So there are some breakpoints, I think, that are going to make a difference to how good Arjun's is. But I think all that does is it means that it's no longer a default include. You're going to have to actually make some decisions around when and how you use it. But it's still very powerful. Obviously, I don't use Arjun's in my run and gun build because we're using armor piercing rounds to clear, so we don't actually need to worry about reload all that much because we have a high clip size. All right, I'm running this campaign run very slow. I should probably be more conscious of how efficient I'm being and what I'm killing. We also kind of get the benefit of being able to runeforge a Rampart Raptor in the end game. But I've thought about it, and I have so many support gems in fragmentation rounds on the run and gun build for single target that reduce hit damage that I'm actually not sure if increasing the base damage is going to do very much. I think it will have actually a very minor impact. So the main change is that fragmentation rounds has effectively been buffed, while we lose some poison duration. And in terms of clearing, I don't think the poison duration makes much of a difference there either, because a lot of the work that's being done for clearing is through Bursting Plague. And the poison prolif from Herald of Plague in big groups means that we'll get lots of stacks of poison anyway, and things should just fall over pretty quickly. Oh shit, I was stood in the wrong place. Whoops. I thought I was safe. I was stood way too close. Way too close. Yeah. I was like, oh, here's a nice safe spot in between these 2 spikes. Just very confidently standing there waiting for my own death. You're not going to trick me again. Jesus Christ. Sometimes that comes out, it seems, so much faster than I'm expecting. Oh, and I just ran out of mana and lost my freeze. Wow, this is not going well, is it? Concentrate, Reed. Concentrate. There we go. Alright, now we can get HVR. You had the same thing happen. Yeah. it looked safe, didn't it? It looked very safe. Oh my god, I'm so sweaty. Are you all having a heat wave where you are as well? Or was it just me? Okay, we need to get some strength. And we didn't actually pick up a 10th crossbow, which is unfortunate. Should see if we can buy one. 10 to 20. Oh, I have a pretty good crossbow already. I can buy one. Alright, let's do that then. And we hit accuracy rating. Did you all see the change actually? You won't be able to roll accuracy on these low-level crossbows anymore. So it'll make getting a much earlier crossbow a lot easier. Hey, Toxic. How many Celsius is it? Let's have a look. 31. 31 Celsius. Protagonist. How you doing, friend? Grimtangle is not where I wanted to be. Thanks for my content. Really wanted to run a gun Pathfinder, so earlier videos have been a good help. Oh, I'm glad they can. And yeah, I think it's largely going to be unchanged. I'll put out a little update maybe later in the week. $34 and humid. Well, okay, Turistu wins. He has the hottest place. I'm doing all right, thanks, protagonist. You know, just trying to stay cool. The low-level accuracy removal should make things smoother for newer players. Yeah, absolutely right. That did not feel good hitting one of my very precious augmentation orbs. And hitting accuracy. Patch notes got me heated. Yeah, man, I'm raging. Raging about all of these very minor changes to the game. Don't forget to drink. Yeah, good idea. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Fully planned your league starter up to min-max. Nice. It's always good to have a plan. Can't wait for the day before the patch with all of the data mined info. I only want to look at the Gemling quality effects. Oh yeah, that's going to be exciting. It's going to be a fun read. Yeah, we won't know passive tree stuff if it's changing all that much. But yeah, we get to find out all the potential. All the potential of Gemling. Though I do have to say, I was a lot more excited about Gemling before they removed every source of increased quality. I was a bit disappointed that they'd done that. I mean, they've opened up the design space in one way, and then they've reduced it in another. So that was a bit of a shame. Yeah, it did make me a bit less excited. I mean, the new quality must be so good for them to have done that, right? Wow, that's a lot of armor for a low-level chest. We like armor. God, it's nearly doubled my HP. Diala's almost seems like a pre-nerf. I wonder if they thought it was too good as is. But was the quality the thing that made it too good? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, effectively, the way I'm looking at Gemling now, aside from the virtuous barrier thing, is the alternate quality, with the fact that they've also removed all of the sources of increased quality from the tree, and some of it from support gems, and from the ascendancy, then effectively, unless some of the alternative quality effects are really powerful, I just read it as they've changed the Gemling ascendancy from plus 10% quality to plus 20. That's what that reads like to me, right? Because you get a second quality effect, but I don't think it's going to be more powerful than generally just having 20% more quality of the same effect, if that makes sense. So it's become much less exciting. When we had all of the additional sources of quality, then it seemed like, oh, it's like we're actually getting something like quite powerful, you know? Powerful, like, I don't know. Let me just pluck a random ascendancy out of the air. Martial artist? It's like, what are they afraid of? They're happy to release martial artist, but not give Gemling like 20% quality. Yeah, we'll have to see if there's some weird interactions. Maybe it was easier for them to nerf quality across the board than it was to balance all of the Gemling abilities. Alternate aura quality, yeah, possibly. Do you think we'll get old Wind Dancer back? One more stage? I am gonna grab a strength node here so that I can actually take HVR. Yeah, what if we get old Wind Dancer through alternate quality, eh? One more stage, baby. I'm going to play it by ear whether I stream tomorrow night, because I really want to finish the video I'm working on, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to get it all, at least what I want, done in the morning. So I might skip Monday's stream, and then we'll have one more stream on Tuesday. And then probably my first league start stream will be like the Saturday evening or something, my time, so that I can just head down, league start, like smash into maps and actually be somewhere significant in the end game by the time I turn on the first stream at league start. Hyped? Yeah, baby, I'm very hyped. It's going to be so much fun. I'm also wondering if I've done this the wrong way around, because actually in the first few areas, you can kind of get away with crossbow shot being your clearing skill. And I'm actually more concerned with getting the bosses down quickly. So I wonder, instead of going permafrost right at the start, I focus on setting up HVR for bosses, and then use any support gems I get after that for permafrost, and that would be slightly more efficient. Because now I'm kind of like... We'll see. Because now I don't have multi-shot in HVR, which is a big deal. Oh no, yes I do. Never mind. Never mind. So we'll do a freeze, we'll do a frag rounds, and then we'll spam multi-shot. See how quick he goes down. With a makeshift crossbow. Not very fast. Messed up the freeze there. I messed the dodge roll up there. Wow, I'm not playing well today. But I think me and protagonist both, I think, are going to be shooting some bells with crossbows. Fungrow, thank you for the follow. And making some absolutely bonkers well, not a league starter, but hey Bandit, have a nice one. Thank you very much. You too. Did you convince me? I mean, all you had to do was show me the combo node protagonist. It's definitely on the list to shoot some crossbow, to shoot some bells. That was the last node that we needed, right, to convince us that crossbow martial artist is viable. Also, I have to say, I don't know if I'm going to make another patch note sleep story because it was a very large amount of work and not many people have clicked on it. I think I started work on it at like 6 AM, which included reading the patch notes themselves, to be honest, and making some notes on things I wanted to say. And then I finished about 6 PM that day with some breaks in between. I think that kind of thing, I need to be faster on the draw. That's not just something that can be produced quickly. It was a funny idea though. Yeah, and I think I made some mistakes as well. Like I didn't leave enough empty space, I think, in the early part of the video. I did towards the end, but you know, that's the wrong way around, right? I also needed to learn some new stuff about EQ for audio processing to try and keep everything quite a consistent like volume and frequency range so that like if someone is using it for sleep, I think there's a lot of like tiny little subtle things. I also think that YouTube doesn't know who to show the video to. The CTR isn't actually too bad. I just think YouTube just doesn't know who to show it to. I was assuming that, you know, because I put all of the metadata into the video, that YouTube would just be like, oh, I'm just going to show this to all the people that want to fall asleep while listening to YouTube. I don't think it works like that. I think it does it audience-based. I use DaVinci Resolve Studio. So for audio processing, I use Fairlight, which is built into Studio. I mean, I might give it another go. There's an audio level you can use. Oh yeah, no, I did do that, but it wasn't just about levels, right? It was about understanding how to cut out like harsh sounds. The other thing is I'm now waiting for a pop filter for this microphone. because it does have a bit of a plosive problem, and when I've been talking for 2 hours straight, I don't always have the best microphone etiquette. So I could apply the audio changes to the whole track, but I still needed to learn like EQ stuff. It wasn't just about volume and LUFS, you know, like absolute volume and stuff like that. We get another support gem. So we're going to throw lightning attunement into HVR. Oh, no. And to be honest, once I'd finished doing all of the recording and editing, I just compounded into a single clip anyway, so that I could adjust it all. And then once I had the dialogue volume where I wanted it, then I went and added in the backing. I put binaural beats as the backing music. Or binaural, whatever you call it. Oh, Jade Talisman. Should we throw a transmute on that? Oh, max life. Crit damage bonus. That doesn't really do anything. Yeah, maybe I'll try again. And you never know, maybe over the next couple of weeks, YouTube will figure out who to show it to, and people that don't normally watch Path of Exile videos but do listen to British voices while they try and go to sleep, maybe they'll start listening to it. You never know. But I think if I was releasing a patch notes analysis video, yeah, I don't know if that's actually a viable thing for my channel, and at its current size, right? There's so much competition from bigger creators. I think my Future of Path of Exile 2 video did okay because I waited, I didn't wait, because I spent 2 weeks working on it. I think actually that was a benefit. There we go, this is much better damage. Considering I'm still using a makeshift crossbow, this is a pretty good. That's a pretty quick kill, considering I'm on a basic bitch crossbow. Why am I running? Why? I just keep getting so distracted. I don't know how people like stream and speedrun. I can't do both. It's like I'm just wandering around aimlessly. Take your time. I mean, I know there's a skip here, but I can never be bothered to do skips. Oh, we finally got the shock off. Look how much extra damage shock does. That's why we had lightning attunement. We don't need those. We'll keep the leather chest. Okay, I'm going to pop back to town, clear my inventory. Probably check for any upgrades while we're there, and then we can carry on to farmlands. Wait for the hooded one to wake up. Sell this, sell these. Check for upgrades. 10 to 17. That's the same as I'm wearing. 11 to 21. Not really a big upgrade, is it? 13 to 24. Alright, we'll buy that. We'll hit it with this. Didn't really get anything. We have some flat damage on gloves, so we're okay there. We'll get hooded one to identify everything. Have frag rounds. We'll keep this. Drop this. Drop this. We'll keep the armor. We like armor. Fire res ring. Spell damage neck. Alright, we good. Oh, it's a bright new day in the cemetery. I didn't even notice before that the sun comes out when you kill Lachlan. That's fun. Is this going to go anywhere? No? Is this bugged? The wisp is bugged? Alright, fuck that then. I don't think I've ever seen that wisp bug out before. I think overall I would rather just level as galvanic shards plus APR and HVR. Seems like much less hassle than ammo switching all the time. I actually didn't mind galvanic shards leveling. And then what we can do is level as Deadeye as the first upgrade. Will that do anything? We'll get Tailwind. And then maybe at Trial of Chaos we switch to Pathfinder. Is there any point in breaking armor here? Oh, maybe. Nice tattoos. I should start getting some. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate the compliment. Thank you. All right. Yeah, we can break armor. We can break armor. It does make things a bit faster. Bong. Alright, book a specialization and get some more proj damage. And then we'll pick up some intelligence next. Yeah, I spent a long time deciding what tattoos to get in my life. A long part of my life. I think I was thinking about it for like 10 years before I pulled the trigger. I kind of always had an idea of what tattoos I wanted. It was more about finding an artist that I liked. I think that's the more important thing. Plus being financially able to afford them because they were not cheap. Okay, I don't want to go through there yet because I need to find Freythorn. There it is. Do I think tactician cannons will be good? As in mortar cannons? Yeah, I don't think they've been nerfed at all, have they? I think they'll crit your eyeballs, but I think they'll be good. They cost a lot these days. Yeah, the better the artist you find, the more tattoos will cost, right? Because they charge hourly. I think flash, you know, small pieces are probably quite affordable, but if you want a big piece, then you're paying hourly, which can really, really add up. Each one of my arms took more than 30 hours. And the artist that I used, her name is Nicole Lowe. And her nickname is the Queen of Japanese, which is the style of art this is. And she had a 1-year waiting list. Though I did manage to get in sooner because she had a cancellation. But yeah, generally, she has a 1-year waiting list for clients. And one of the reasons that she can charge more, I guess, is that she was on TV doing tattoos once. On this TV show called London Ink. And it was like this tattoo parlor that got set up by the guy that did David Beckham's tattoos. And then it was like a, you know, reality TV show kind of thing where they would tattoo, I think, famous people. I never watched it. So she was on that with the guy that did David Beckham's tattoos. But she's good at what she does, you know? Alright, we're going to equip this helm now. Got even more life. Where is the loot? Want to buy loot. Ah, there it is. And then we will do the crop circle because the crop circle drops a level 4 skill gem, which will help. I've run the wrong way again. What level are we? 10 and a 12. We can probably kill a couple of big packs as we run through. Yeah, I think I actually prefer galvanic leveling over permafrost. Probably just because I've played permafrost so many times. Come on. Like, playing permafrost frag rounds on controller as well can sometimes be very frustrating because, as you saw there, it sometimes refuses to target the frozen enemies. You don't have fine control over where you're shooting like you would with keyboard and mouse. Okay, we didn't do the crop circle. Is it here? Nope. Oh my god. So inefficient. So inefficient. Oh, we're already nearly an hour into the stream and I'm only about to head towards Ogame. I ain't gonna be winning any races. We'll throw this in HVR. We don't need that. We'll throw Armor Demolisher in APR. I don't know if I'll even get to the poison swap in this stream at this rate. I thought there would be more to talk about after the patch notes came out, but I can't say they were particularly mind-blowing, you know? So I do think my energy may be better spent making a couple of videos before League start tomorrow. Where do we head? We head down here. We'll grab strength. From an artificer's orb and the blacksmith's tools. The patch notes were light on balance changes since the focus on additional content. Yeah, I completely understand. It makes sense, right? And it also makes sense to kind of see how the meta shakes out with the new endgame content before making any really big, drastic changes. I guess nerfing ES Recharge and Leech was the big thing they did to try and, I guess, to get people playing different defensive setups and then seeing where things are there. See if the changes they've made are actually make a difference. My mind was blown they didn't touch meta gems. That did surprise me as well. I thought they did say in the Q&A, right, that the Leech changes kind of went hand in hand with energy gain. Maybe we'll get some additional patch notes when they figure out what they're doing before League start. Maybe they haven't quite figured out what to do. Wow, this is just not freezing. They're freezing me. Cheeky bastards. Alright, we'll throw this in APR. Alright, we'll run up to the Executioner and then we'll take a little break. We'll take one of our hourly breaks. I'm going to down some water and probably replace my fan, which is currently not doing very much for me. I wanted to know how my office was going to feel in the summer, and now I know. It's pretty hot. All right, we're going to pause here. We're going to take a 3-minute break, go to the bathroom, stretch your legs, get some water, stay hydrated. We'll be back in 3 minutes. All right, we are back. Thank you for your patience. Let's kill the executioner. Yeah, I might adjust the way I do the start then. What I might do is still obviously start with a bit of permafrost for clear. But not take Ice Bite and instead use the support for something else. And then just switch to Galvanic as soon as we can. Why won't you freeze? Alright, we'll grab at rapid attacks for armor piercing rounds. And then we'll grab this staff for the money. And then we should be pretty close. Oh, we need to level up a bit. Have I messed up my leveling? Maybe I've messed up my leveling a bit. That should be alright though. We'll level up in Ramparts. And then we need to get to level 15, right, for Galvanic Shards? Also means we can pick up something like Herald of Thunder, which is probably a lot more useful than the other stuff we'll be able to get at this level. Reduced movement speed for 100 life. And reduced effective chill. That's a pretty good helm just for Gianori. The old Bronzebeard. We got Renly's tools here. We'll grab a Storm Rune. We'll see if we can pick up a Varnished Crossbow, but chances aren't great. And then we'll grab more Strength, and then we'll grab the attack damage here. We could use weapon swap points, right? We could be cheeky. We could do some weapon swap stuff, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to pick up the attack damage. Then I'm going to come up here, and we're going to grab this cluster that has proj damage and surpassing chance for an additional projectile. Then we'll salvage all this stuff. Then we'll go do some mana ramparts. Let's see, do I pick the right direction? Is it opposite direction to the waypoint? It is. Wait, no it's not. Tricked again. Is it? Oh my god. Every single time. Is it even predictable whether or not it's going to be opposite or the same direction as the waypoint? I've never actually checked. Opposite side. But I just went opposite side and it was the wrong direction. I thought it was opposite side too. Maybe it doesn't matter, yeah. It's random. It's just random. Bum 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 bum. Did anything else get gutted in the patch notes that I didn't notice? Nothing really, right? Snipe had some damage reduction to it, right? But but a damage bonus if you miss. But it didn't seem significant. Nothing that would stop anyone doing ice shot snipe stuff. Time of Need. Oh yeah, all of the cooldown recovery stuff. So his coming calamity is dead, is it, protagonist? Or actually, is coming calamity dead? Do you think they would have changed that to be cooldown recovery as well? It's a bit complicated. Well, I mean, have you looked into how difficult is it to scale cooldown recovery versus less duration? They just didn't want you doing like 0 duration his time of need, is it? Because that was the nerf, was it? They don't want that instant recovery on life builds. Oh, so it works differently to less duration, does it? So if you hit 100% less duration, it goes to 0, but if you hit 100% cooldown recovery, it just halves. Well, you can't slot Adziri's Disdain anymore because they've added a new line of text to it. Adziri's Disdain or Adziri's Impatience can now only support non-persistent skills. They've already closed that loophole, mostly because of Blink. Oh, shit, this chaos mob may kill me. Yeah, they saw you coming, protagonist, thinking you could use Impatience.
The hawk circles its prey.
Oh, best patch note change though. You can now press escape to skip dialogue. W change. No more rolling every time I want to skip dialogue. Varnish crossbow, give it to me, baby. Can I even get a varnish crossbow? You can, right? You can get a varnish crossbow in Ogden Manor. Am I remembering that right? What do my notes say? I've made a bunch of notes about leveling crossbows. Right, level 16. But Ogden Manor... Is it second floor of Ogden Manor that you get varnish crossbows? Tavakai, shut up. If only Escape would skip his dialogue. Yeah, Varnished is level 16. So it's the last floor of Ogden Manor, I guess, is when you farm that. You have to actually hit level 16 if you want to use it. Oh, the other good change, right, is that the highest level of flask and armor and weapon is more likely to drop. Oh, wait. So Varnished Crossbows, actually, if this doesn't go up a level, then they'll only be able to drop from rares, right? That's the problem here. I'm just trying to use a little bit of speedrunning knowledge to supplement when we should be spending currency. So it may just be that I'm meant to be picking up sturdy crossbows if I find any. Though to be honest, all I seem to be finding is makeshift. I've definitely had faster Act 1s with Permafrost. I think I've got a bit unlucky with weapons. I guess I should just go and check the vendor, eh? Alright, let's go check vendor. Boom, 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 boom. Life.
It's beautiful. Stay safe if you can.
What do you got for me, Renly? You got any sturdy crossbows? You do. Wow, it's basically an upgrade even in blue. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's a pretty big DPS upgrade. So we can sell that now. And disenchant those. And then I think I just throw a Storm Rune in here. Unless I have two. No, I just have one. Alright, we'll throw one Storm Rune in. Unless I have one here. Nope. And then I'll save my support gems for Galvanic Shards when we get that.
For what it isn't worth.
In 1 level's time. Alright, we're good. We're good. We can switch to Galvanic Shards. I can stop doing weapon swap stuff. Or ammo swap stuff. And then we can destroy Geonor with our new crossbow. Oh dear, that's a lot of damage. There we go. Alright, let's do that. We'll throw Ellie Armament in it. And we will throw Ellie Armament and Innovate? Oh no, killing a shocked enemy. We want it to just do... maybe we just want to throw rapid attacks in, actually. Or double-barreled. Double-barrel is a lot better on Galvanic Shards. Than it is on the other abilities. Oh no, we do lightning attunement, right? Yeah, we just do more lightning attunement stuff. I could have been more efficient there and just swapped the lightning attunement from high velocity rounds. Oh, I wasn't even. Was I even sprinting? I don't even think I was sprinting there. I've been getting knocked over quite early into my sprints. God, I tell you what, with this heat, I am much less chatty, eh? Might have to get the aircon out. Alright, Geonos should be fine. We've got 20% cold res. Gear-wise, we're going in with a pretty decent, sturdy crossbow. We've got a little bit of physical damage here. We have 1 iron ring. And we have 20% cold res. A pretty average Act 1 run. His human form has quite a lot of armor. Which he seems to keep when he's in his wolf form. Now we wait for him to do his RP.
I expected so much more from you. Since you are too weak to do the job.
I feel like having armor helps here almost as much as having cold resistance. Because he does quite a lot of physical damage, eh? Yeah, phase 2 has much less armor. He goes from like 40 armor, goes from like 200 plus armor to like 40. Or 50, I should say. Alright. So this is the way to avoid him. When he finishes his poetry, you stop shooting so that you don't get slowed down, and then you just run around the outside of the fog. And then you don't get hit by his charge. But if you happen to shoot when he's about to charge, you'll stop moving. There we go. Pretty easy fight. We need to pop to Freythorn and go grab Herald of Thunder, which will make things much easier in Act 2 for clearing. I have to say, when I did this testing for League starting with lightning skills, Stormblast bolts was incredible. Loot, please.
But first, please stop the madness. As you wish. We must make haste. Let us return. We can find them. Go well.
I don't know, wasting scrolls.
How can I help? Heal.
Armor, evasion, life, cold, lightning rares. Yeah. Doesn't really do anything. Freythorn should at least be quite quick, as we are pretty decked out weapon-wise.
You've done well. The dark good luck. Another for my collection. Thank you.
Ooh, lightning damage to attacks. We'll buy that.
It seems shadows haunt us both.
I feel like they should make galvanic shards a skill you can get a little bit earlier. Waiting until the end of Act 1 before you can get a basic lightning attack for your crossbow, I don't think that's a good decision. I think it's one of the things they should change. They said they were going to think about reworking when you get certain stuff. Agreed, yeah. It's so weird to me that they want to make you, like, a new player jump through the hoops to do permafrost frag rounds instead of just being able to do lightning. Then there was like none of that in the patch notes. Yeah, they said they were going to consider it, right? But they only really considered it when it was brought up in the Q&A, right? I wonder if they'd even put it in the patch notes.
Barely broke a sweat.
Or if we'll just see if they move things around. I don't know if that's the kind of thing they put in. Shock Burst as well. Yeah, Shock Burst not till level 42. That's a bit late for a single target lightning skill. I mean, you can get Storm Blast bolts at level 33, but that's probably still a bit late.
That voice. I feel like I've heard it before.
Pain Beast was changed to level 7 and was forgotten in the notes. Right, yeah, so maybe they'll move things around. I don't think you should wait for Act 3 for any build to at least have both its clearing and single target ability, or at least some option for it, right? Even if it's not the best option. Yes, Jonathan Mark thought it was done, but the dev who was meant to implement it didn't get around to either putting it in the game or didn't update the notes. The rejig of the where the skills come in. I mean, I think I agree with the take that everything should just be compressed a bit. Bluegrass Demon, welcome to the stream. Have I tried Tornado Shot from bow? It works with crossbow projectiles. I have not tried that, nor have I done Flame Wall shenanigans. Have you tried Tornado Shot with crossbows? Is it good? I assume for single target. Oh, actually, we have a clearing section before King of the Mist turns up, and then we can do HVR shenanigans. I wonder if, does Tornado Shot work with high velocity rounds? That'd be quite interesting, if you could shotgun with it. You tried it on Detonate Shot, or Explosive Shot with Tornado Shot. Yeah, that sounds fun. Was that for single target, or using it for clearing maps as well? I also was, I guess, a little sad to see that we won't be getting uniques in Freythorn. Or at least my interpretation of the patch notes means we won't be getting uniques in Freythorn from Ritual. Because it specified that endgame rituals will be getting uniques and omens only. Didn't say ritual. So they're normally pretty precise with their language, eh? I think that's a shame. I don't think it would be an issue to give us uniques. Not enough people get to play with early game uniques. It's basically really only if you do a second character, right? It works for both, but it felt awkward. I'm sure there's some interactions you can do for single target burst. Yeah, I mean, also I'm a controller player, so I think aiming into a tornado shot sounds like it would be pretty tricky. It's one of the same reasons I don't do things like Flame Wall. There's some builds which just won't feel very good. Hello? Help? That was a lot of enemies. Oh, hinder aura. How about you go away? What do? We do here. There we go. We'll put HVR on normal bar so I can just switch to it to kill a rare. Because Galvanic's got no single target. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that, you know, just doesn't feel very good to play on controller versus other stuff. I mean, to be honest, permafrost frag rounds can be quite annoying because I can't aim the frag rounds very well. Damn it, Leech won't let you cast a spell at all if you convert entirely to life cost. Because your life cannot be moved, right? Yeah, all the loopholes for Leech, eh? They closed them up real nice. I haven't got around to watching the Tavern Talk yet, so I'm pretty excited. Oh, a Varnish Crossbow, nice. Pretty excited to see that. It sounds like it went pretty well. Has anyone here watched the Tavern Talk yet? Was there any new info you want to spoil a bit for me? Anything that they told us there that we didn't hear in the patch notes? Or in the other Q&As? The Tame Beast thing is getting adjusted. As in the boss beasts, or? And there might be a way to upgrade sockets and unique item skills. That's a good change. That was one of the things that I think is a bit of a shame from the change to quality. Oh, the skill level of Tame Beast. Right, gotcha. Right, that was what oh, I've lost it. That's what Sparty said, right? Is that what Sparty was referring to? That we're getting a lower level Tame Beast gem? Right, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things I think is a bit of a shame when it comes to gem quality. So, because gemling now is deemed too powerful, it's going to be much harder to get quality on your like unique and ascendancy abilities. Not that I think anyone was actually doing that before. I don't know how many people were trying to get quality on their unique abilities or their ascendancy abilities, but the design space is closed off nonetheless, right? Which is always a shame. Sturdy crossbow, varnished. All right, let's slammy slam slam. 12 to 27 fire damage. Ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy. and strength. Feel like Leech will still be very good for warriors since they do less hits but big damage. They usually use life as a resource, and 0.5 will have slower Leech nodes. Yeah, I think Leech will be good, right? But you just won't be able to instantly refill your health. I agree. It was a pretty good interview. There were a few parts where Mark and Jonathan went on a bit. Some questions which I found irrelevant since they'll be answered on Friday, but you know. As in, they were irrelevant because Mark and Jonathan just said, you'll find out on Friday. Lycan, welcome to the stream, brother. Thank you for the follow. Good to see you here. They went into depth about how to progress some pinnacle stuff. Oh, they love going deep, don't they? Mark and Jonathan both love going deep. I'm actually thinking about making that soundbite one of like a channel point redeem, and you can go as deep as you like. That was a terrible New Zealand accent. Hang on, let me get into character. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You can go as deep as you like. No, I can't do it. Can't do it. I can't do a Kiwi accent. Oh yeah. What's this meeting about? I seem to have misplaced one of my CDs. I'm trying to sell this, not put it in my stash. Wow, I really need to level up, eh? I'm only level 15. What have we got in here? Oh, a flat fizz varnished crossbow. 24 to 55 instead of 24 to 64. But flat fizz scales a lot better, so I think I just buy this. I just buy this, and then we sell this. And we sell this. We check for move speed. We have no move speed. We check for damage. We can get some cheap armor scraps. There's no cheap blacksmiths are much more useful than armor scraps at this level. And then second level support gem. Generally, we could go Ellie Armament 2 to make Galvanic Shards a bit better. It's such a tiny upgrade though. 5% more damage. Not really any other great options though. So I think we just do it. Do it. Do it now. And then we put Ellie Armament 1 in Herald of Thunder. So it works out okay. We get some more Herald of Thunder and damage. Maybe I could create a soundbite with Mark and Jonathan both saying you can go as deep as you like at the same time. Wonder what that will sound like. If they won't give us MTX for voices, I'll make my own. That will be another good voice MTX, eh? We could get the developers.
Yes.
Maybe it could be part of a supporter pack. Do you want to play Path of Exile 2 as Jonathan or Mark? What class do you think they would be? If you were going to have Jonathan or Mark voice the character, what would they be? What does Mark play? Sorceress? Mark is support, so Templar. Ah. Yeah, good shout. And Jonathan is a witch. He has bewitched us with his game, that's for sure. Did I just level up? I did. Okay, there we go. Wish I could extract runes at an early level. We can grab this grand life flask and a grand mana flask. Try not to get lost. It's probably worth just killing a bunch of stuff around here as well, just to get a bunch of whetstones and scraps. I'll just say you have something really to look forward to pertaining to Jonathan's gameplay in the interview. Oh, really? You tease. You absolute tease. Does he show some gameplay? I think he was advised against that. I can't remember who it was that advised him not to do that. Was it Crip? I know there was the suggestion that, you know, back when people were unhappy with 0.2 and Jonathan was like, it's fine, you know. I do fine in the game. And then people were like, we need to see Jonathan's gameplay. You know, the Path of Exile community was out for blood, as it sometimes is. And they were like, oh, if it's fine, why don't you show us how good you are? Meh. And then, yeah, someone, he was considering it, and then, yeah, someone advised him not to. Gazzy, yeah. Feel like Gazzy would be the voice of reason there, that there are no benefits. You know, there are no benefits to doing that for you. It must be very mentally taxing for them to put so much work into a game like this. And then no matter how much praise they get, the cacophony of like miserable gits, like gnashing their teeth because of a small thing they don't like. It must really wear you down, eh? I definitely feel for them, especially at league starts and stuff. It's not like they don't work hard, you know? It's not like they're just phoning it in. Need to give them more support. It's me, I'm the miserable git. You can be, but I don't think you're as toxic as... Or I don't think you're toxic in a way that like Reddit is. Or can be. I think you give quite thoughtful feedback, protagonist. There's a difference between thoughtful critique, right, with reasoning, suggestions for improvements, than the kind of stuff that floats to the top of Reddit every now and again. I mean, I know it wears on me a little bit when I release a video and I get 100 nice comments and one bad one, and then I just think about the bad one for the rest of the day. It's really difficult not to do, isn't it? I had someone, this one got me, rant incoming about YouTube comments. Someone, I don't know, started an argument in one of my YouTube videos. They like were arguing in a sub thread in the comments of my video, and then called my community a cesspit when they were the ones that were arguing with everyone. It is like, wait, what? I think it was in response to just basically someone essentially saying, get good. Some of the negative comments can be absolutely the best. Oh yeah, some are hilarious. I get some really funny comments. I had one on my defensive video, and it was something like, how come Darth Microtransaction TV can play Strength Titan, 27% armor, 0 elemental resist, and not die in map? I think you should play better before you start talking. which is brilliant. Have fun playing the game, taking your time, and don't be afraid using a mistake as an opportunity to grow. This community is a cesspit, right? Yeah, it's strange how some people read certain situations. I'll just say that. I have to say, the few nice comments I got on my sleep story video did kind of make me want to make another one, even though the video has done extremely poorly in the first few days. Like, there was some nice funny comments. I think my favorite one was, my girlfriend usually makes us listen to rain or thunderstorms when we go to bed. Not tonight. So now I just have this mental image of this poor girl who doesn't care about Path of Exile being forced to listen to 2 hours of Path of Exile 2 patch notes. It's like, no. This will help you sleep. All right, let's pop back to town. Do you think it would be a good idea if you could extract low-level runes just by salvaging? Maybe salvaging destroys anything greater or more, but if I were to salvage this, for instance, maybe I get my rune back. How about that? No rings.
Oh, that's nice. I will tell your tale.
Any good weapons? Wow, 79%, 76%. More top end and crit chance? Oh, that's pretty good, isn't it? Oh, this is worth a regal, isn't it? I'm also hoping that the essence chain means that we'll actually get some essences in the campaign that are worth using. My video about asking for a test server, aka mini league, virtually all the comments were negative. This is amongst the worst ideas I've heard. This will ruin a league even faster. And now GGG have decided to implement what I've suggested to focus on balancing. Gotta say, that really put a feather in my cap. Yeah, the vindication. The protagonist vindication. This seems like a very minor upgrade. I think we can throw multi-shot 2 into HVR, eh? It's a pretty big damage upgrade. I don't think there's anything else to put in here. I guess we'll just sell permafrost frag rounds for a tiny bit of extra gold. Just so things are a bit less confusing here. We can sell multi-shot as well. We'll keep Ice Bite, you never know. We'll keep the ring. We'll go fight Fire Lady. Ruja, the Dread Engineer. Oh, the weary traveler. Uh-oh. Here she comes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the balance patches. I think it especially works in a 6-month early access league, right? I can see the argument that maybe it wouldn't work very well in a 3-month league or a 4-month league, but early access, actually, I think it would. Right? People wanted the fresh start leagues. They won't get as big a turnout, but they'll still get a lot of feedback. Is this Dyad crossbow any good? No, of course it isn't. They're all shit. Boom, boom. Ella, Ella. As soon as 40k dropped out for second wind, I knew that the community would be fine with resets. I mean, in particular, the community were hoping for the... We'll do a galvanic shards there. They were hoping for an economy fix, right? But without any changes to the game, I don't know why the economy would have been fixed. I can see why people thought it would, though. I thought maybe the economy would have been healthier. You know, you never know. You never know what's going to change. Alright, so I guess we're going to find out in Act 2 if it's even possible to grab Herald of Plague at level. I don't hold out much hope, right? Because we need a level 8 Spirit Gem. And I'm pretty sure there are no guaranteed level 8 Spirit Gems unless I'm missing something from a point of interest. I guess I can check Loggerhole's notes. Let me check Loggerhole's notes. Oh, I have too many tabs open. Let's close all these. Boom, 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 boom. What am I doing? Games, Path of Exile 2. Campaign, points of interest. Act 2. We can get a level 6 or 7 Spirit Gem in the Lost City. That's no good, right? Is it? What tier is it? I mean, I keep forgetting. I don't even know where I put it in my notes. Brain no worky today. Where are we? Act 2? Did I even write it down? Greetings, Lost City depends on zone level. Yes, but it'll only be level 6 or 7 Spirit Gem, according to Loggerhole's list. And that's the only guaranteed one. If you did it last, T7 is level 22. Did I even take a screenshot? I thought I'd taken a screenshot. It's not very easy in-game to check what level requirements of gems are, right? If you don't have the gem. Alright, I'm just going to Google it. T7 is level 22. It's just, the information is just not easily available, right? What level can you get Herald of Plague at the earliest? T8. Right, it needs to be T8, right? Which is level 30... 30? Lower. 28? 26. Right. Theoretically, level 26. So theoretically, I could make the poison change at level 26. Oh, Kabelika. Kabikalika. Thank you for the Prime subscription. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, so 26 or 27. If, and this is a very big if, you can get yourself a level 8 spirit gem. Greetings to you too. Welcome to the stream and thank you for the sub. Very kind of you. Very, very kind. They really do need to add a guaranteed way to get your T8 is level 26 requirement, right? Yeah. That's what Google told me as well, but Google isn't always correct these days, is it? In fact, I would go as far as to say that Google is very rarely correct. I'm going to upgrade APR first before HVR because it's more DPS, I think, to break armor quicker. Yeah, they can't put your next tier of spirit gems to be level 8 and then not give you a T8 spirit gem guaranteed. Unless we get one from one of the league rewards. Do I have a league reward cheat sheet saved somewhere? I'm so disorganized. League reward cheat sheet campaign. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there is one on Max ROM. Nope. No guaranteed level 8 spirit gem at any point in Act 2. How dare they? Found you on YouTube and as a fellow crossbow enjoyer, I like your content. Oh, welcome to the team. I'm glad you like my content. I'll be putting out another crossbow video this week on how to league start run and gun. Hopefully get more people doing it. Though I don't have time to put out a full build guide, unfortunately. Because I've booked a week off for League Start, which means I'm going to have to get a lot of work done next week so that my job doesn't yell at me. T7 from Lost City, yeah. Which is no good. No good, right? So it's very difficult to make the switch to a build that needs your second tier of spirit supports in Act 2.
Seems these doors were to remain closed.
Feels like something they need to fix, eh? I mean, to be honest, doing anything with Herald of Plague that early anyway is quite challenging. Mostly because you don't really have enough neither support gems nor support slots to do bleed or poison very early, unless you're doing an actual poison skill. Zone should be level 26 then. You have to do Keth third, which is enough for T8.
A murder attempt and an old
But you can't finish... You can't finish Valley of the Titans until you've done Keth, right? So you can't make it level up to level 26 because I think it requires finishing the other zone, right? They are non-linear. Oh, right. You can do... Oh, right. No, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I'm being stupid because I always leave Valley of the Titans to the end. Because of the relics. Yeah, you're right. I'm being stupid. I'm being a dummy. It's just not optimal. So you could technically force Keth to give you a T8 spirit gem? Interesting. You want to use the relics at the same time? Yeah, but maybe if you can guarantee a spirit gem, it's actually, if you need it, it's worth it. Now, the real problem is I don't think I have enough support gems to make the poison switch at that point anyway. What am I doing? I'm just confused myself. Trader's Passage. Oh, right, we need to go back. Don't even know why I left. Let's try it. Yeah, let's try it. I'll leave Keth till last and see if we can force a level 8 spirit gem. It's worth a test, right? I'm thinking of doing armor stacking, supporting fire tactician with lucky deflect. That should work, Bluegrass. Armor stacking with deflect on tactician works very, very well. Yeah, I've done armor and deflect on tactician a couple of times. And if you don't want to actually just stack tons of armor, you could use a gore girdle and just accept that your fizz is capped at 50%, but much easier to cap. And gore girdles are pretty cheap. You can manipulate the skill gem dropped as level 7 in Keth. So surely you can do it with Spirit to level 8. Yeah, possibly. I mean, the gem drop is the Keth drop, right? Or you mean there's another skill gem before you go into the Lost City? Alright, hopefully we should have time to do it this stream.
There's a faint scent on the air. The beast. Hold them back while I open the gate.
6 to 7 from Snake. Oh, right, from the Snake Lady. Gotcha. I understand now. You can tell how much attention I pay to, like, campaign stuff. It's not very much.
Advance with me. There are 2 more gates we must open.
No matter how many times I've run it, I still don't know all of the ins and outs and the intricacies. I like to do the strong boxes when they arrive. Sometimes get some nice gear. You can do some leveling up in this area because there's some nice packs. Oh shit, forgot you were live today. Doesn't feel like a Sunday with no work tomorrow. Welcome to the stream, Gaius. No worries. Hope you've been enjoying your nice bank holiday Sunday. What do I think of the patch notes? Yeah, I was whelmed. Nothing truly exciting for me, right? I wasn't really abusing any of the stuff that they've nerfed. I have a feeling, now this is just, you know, just a guess, but I predict that ES will still be good. Just a feeling. You're supremely confident that it will be? Yeah. I think ES is going to be just fine. I think one of the things that stood out to me was a slight nerf to patient barrier. I don't know if it will always be correct to take patient barrier going forward. ES is still good. They nerfed faster start of recharge heavily. Right, so if you don't have another layer of defense and you're not wiping out the screen in one click, then I think ES maybe like gets a bit worse, right? If you're taking a lot of hits. So I would think twice about doing like patient barrier, seeing as it's not as easy to overcome the downside of patient barrier now. But if I was doing one of my builds which generally uses evasion and ES, then I mean it's absolutely fine, right? It makes no difference really. Did they remove ES leech? I don't actually know. I don't remember seeing anything that specifically removed it. No changes to the items, but it will have been hit with the same effect, reduced effect of leech as life leech. Nerfs aren't inconsequential, but ES was so far ahead of everything else, yeah. Leech is gutted. Well, leech just isn't instantaneous anymore, right? You can't scale so much that you just refill everything immediately. I think leech will still be decent. I think what they're trying to force people to do is just stack more layers rather than just relying on like a big pool and instant leech. Actually, one of the things that did stand out to me was that they appear to be trying to fix Armor ES by encouraging Armor ES users to spec more into block. But the only Armor ES archetype uses a two-handed weapon. So how do they expect the class that's meant to be doing Armor ES to spec into block? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think that's very well thought through. ES nerf allows me to rearrange my tree to get more ES, more damage, and more recharge rate on leech, so it's a buff. It's a buff because they've forced you to optimize. Armor ES feels so weird to me. Barkskin is pretty solid, but both defensive layers have like a negative synergy inherently. Right, which is why I understand that they would want, if you're doing Armor ES stuff, for you to be block. But then druids don't block. So, well, I guess they block when they're in human form, right? Because you can technically do a shield and spellcasting setup there, but animals don't block. I will still go with discounter ES sorcery ward. Yeah, you got sorcery ward at home. I mean, that received a couple of nerfs, right? It received a direct nerf in the form of the reduced, even more reduced armor and evasion, and an indirect nerf with the nerf to Hirizaya. Patient barrier is a bait on a Fizz Leech. Glad they nerfed it. Yeah, patient barrier was probably a bit too strong for one node. But I mean, I didn't see any changes to subterfuge mask, which is still, I think, the best node on the entire tree defensive wise. Yeah, just some strange changes, you know. Yeah. I think they're just going to wait and see how it all shakes out. I don't think ES recharge was the issue. But what do I know, right? I'm not a game balance designer, nor am I a balance feedbacker. The number crunching stuff is not my forte, right? I focus more on like gameplay feel when I'm looking at doing feedback for the game. There are much smarter brains than me looking at number balance. They're working on all the characters simultaneously. That's true. That's true. We'll probably get better when we get Templar. Assume we'll have one-handed flails and shield. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think Templar with block, armor, and ES will be really strong. I'm assuming it's going to come out as a really strong ascendancy. Overall, I think it was directionally right on defenses. I just think they'll need to do more. Probably didn't want to give the vibes of totally killing it. Yeah, I think they've done what they can, right? Considering everything else they're adding to the game next patch. I think we're going to have a very fun patch. Wait, did I just sell things I wanted to keep? No, I didn't. All right, we do need to take a short break. So we're going to have a little break here. Stretch your legs, get some water. Oh God, I keep forgetting to drink water. Don't forget to drink water. And we will continue this discussion in a few minutes. I will BRB. All right, we are back. Thank you for your patience.
Blessings.
I'm wondering about the gemling quality bonus on defensive gems. Yeah, we'll have to see, right? I think that'll be one of the interesting things to look out for, and protagonist brought up as well, right? Maybe some of the auras will get some big bonuses. We'll see. Still so sad about Recombinator. It was probably way too strong in Trade League, but that was such a massive crutch for me in SSF. Yeah, I mean, I never bothered with it, and I felt like it was okay. Four idols equals 20 quality equals 16.66% more sorcery ward. 4 idols, but they nerfed the idol that gives quality. You can't get that anymore. Fox idol is dead, butty cutie. They moved the quality on Fox idol to the bonded modifier, but they set it as a limit of 1, so you can't stack 4 of them to get the bonded modifiers of the other Fox idols. They've nerfed every source of increased quality, which is a big shame, to be honest, right? They didn't even give it a chance before they nerfed it. Yeah, I mean, I said it earlier, but I think the way that we're looking at the new Gemling Ascendancy now, because of the quality nerfs, effectively, I don't know if it's going to be any different to just saying you get 20% extra quality on all of your gems. I think that's where the power level is sat at now, unless we see some really, really powerful alternative quality effects. But from the ones we've seen, I didn't see anything that was particularly egregious in terms of power. They might add more sources later on if Gemling doesn't end up being busted. Yeah, that's true. I saw Fireball on the teaser, and I'm like, why would you even want Fireball on this side of the tree? I mean, I guess they're kind of showing off Fireball on Gemling because of the stat stacking stuff. You do like Fireball, Gemling, Archmage. It's only 10% quality for Sork Ward. Where are you even getting the 10% from? Is it Diala's Desire? Where's the other 5% coming from? Plus Fox. But there's no you can't get even 5% on Fox anymore. So what they did with Fox Idol is they made the bonded modifier plus 5% quality. And the main function of Fox now is that you get the bonded modifier of other idols slotted into the body armor. Yeah. So the only guaranteed quality we know about now is the 5% from Diala's. Possibly on amulets. Yeah, that's true. Maybe we'll get one of the new anoints. And I guess you can get the 3% from corruption, but you can't corrupt sorcery ward, right? It's such a shame. And they removed the plus 10% from the Gemling Ascendancy itself. Maybe you'll get a couple of percent from the small passive. That seems quite likely, right? Maybe you'll get a few measly percent from going that direction. And it's behind Virtuous Barrier, which actually I don't really like either. Forcing you to take Virtuous Barrier no matter what, if you want the alternative quality, I also don't really like that change either. I'm the more I think about Gemling now that they've made those nerfs, the more I think it might be a little bit bait. Well, but we'll see, right? Someone will break it. Someone will break it. HSM ABT. What supports do I recommend for galvanic shards while leveling? For the first two support gems, I would just go for damage, so elemental armament and lightning attunement. For the third support gem, I would probably go something like shock, so you get more Herald of Thunder procs when you get your lesser jeweler's orb there. The other alternative, if you're doing Deadeye stuff, is to do fork and then grab these two nodes, split shot and forking projectiles, later on when you get the fork gem for more clear. So yeah, those are the basics, HSM. Just elemental damage. And then later on in endgame, you can start thinking about doing stuff with like chain and extra projectiles, fork, stuff like that for more clear. No double barrel. I considered double barrel. It's definitely an option. You could do double barrel instead of lightning attunement. It's a decent choice. Personally, I don't mind doing single shot. But yeah, double tapping packs is probably about as quick as having extra damage. Double barrel 1 has quite a heavy reload speed modifier, but double barrel 2 is much better, I think. But yeah, it's really preference, right? I would definitely do at least one good damage gem, and then you can decide whether or not you want double barrel or lightning attunement, depending on how you prefer to play. Galvanic shards is probably one of the few skills where I would be happy to pick up a good dyad crossbow for that reason, because it does like having an extra shot. I mean, if we've got a support gem here, I'll throw double barrel 2 in now, and we'll see how it feels in comparison. We'll throw it in instead of lightning attunement and see how it goes. You like the reload support for Galvanic? Nimble reload? Yeah, nimble reload's not till T4 though, eh? Oh, enrage is pretty annoying. Guess we should start looking for 15% move speed boots. Yeah, nimble at T4 is I think they should bring down nimble reload to a lower tier. So you can see double barrel's decent, right? But the clear speed isn't much faster because you're giving up quite a lot of damage. I kind of feel like that way about the new chrono. The more I think about the DR node, the less appealing it seems. Bad for ES now that you don't have any crazy quick recharge and delay, and the DR goes into play after armor in the calculations. Yeah, it needs a line to say that the second hit won't interrupt ES recharge. Right, yeah. Remembering that you've got 30% of damage coming, yeah, is probably also going to catch a few people out. I used to use the auto reload lineage. Now, since they killed it, I'll use nimble. I think Arjun's death has been greatly exaggerated. So Arjun's medal before 0.4 already said 25% chance, and it was still a really good lineage gem. The reason people didn't use it was because it was the rarest lineage gem in the fucking game. It went up in value so much because it just wasn't dropping. But I think that for like galvanic shards, it's still going to be fine, right? What they've done with the change is they've made it worse with Ratha's Assault. because the way it worked when it was 100% was that you could use Ratha's Assault, you could fill your clip with 5 bolts, and then each time you killed a pack with your galvanic shards or whatever, then you would refill the entire clip, so you could spam a lot more. With the new change, I would recommend still using Argent's Medal, but using it without Ratha's Assault. And I think you'll find that things will be okay. As long as you have at least 2 bolts. I think Argent's Medal will still be very good. Functionally, I think it will still be incredibly strong for clearing speed. It won't be as fast as it was, but it will still be the right choice. Good lord, I'm so bad at dodging these. And if you can heavy stun, Double Barrel 3 is a good alternative to the nerfed Argent's Medal. Yeah, if you've got a lot of stun, Double Barrel 3 is really good. As long as, again, like the challenge with these like auto reload functions, and one that I found, right, is that you need to have a source of another bolt, because otherwise when you fire the shot, it will already start reloading before the Argents or the Double Barrel can trigger. People still don't know that attack speed affects reload speed. We're also getting the alloy to increase attack speed on rings by 8 or 9%, which is crazy. Yeah, but that's, I mean, adding attack speed to rings is going to be quite an endgame thing, right? 8 or 9% on your attack speed early on. I don't know how much that helps with reload speed. I mean, it definitely helps a little bit. You can get a decent amount on the tree if you're not in the mercenary start area to grab the reload nodes. I've kind of just accepted the slowness, to be honest. So yeah, I think Double Barrel 2 there. I think I prefer Lightning Attunement to Double Barrel. Oh, we can grab some more damage for Herald of Thunder, actually. Or we can just do Concentrated Area, because we need one of those anyway. Alright, we got the Relic. We can sell these rings. Actually, maybe I will slam this one. Ooh, fizz damage and cold rares. Alright, we'll swap the Sapphire out then. We'll need to pick up a Lightning Res ring at some point. Our chest armor is still very good. We got that at like level 1. Actually, let's buy back the double barrel. We'll just put it in our stash for now. With a Calandra's Touch, that's 14 to 20%. That's going to make a world of difference to the field of bolt skills. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. And an Ingenuity. What about Ingenuity? If we're getting a lot better mods for rings, Ingenuity, I think, is going to have a resurgence. Alright, we're leaving Kethtal last, right? So we're going to do Valley of the Titans now. Let's be honest, you can't spell Headhunter with Ingenuity. Yeah, but I don't play with Headhunter. Mageblood. Strong, let's go. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with Mageblood. I will, you know, as much as I don't like playing with Headhunter after the one time I've used it, I will be trying at Mageblood at some point. Even if it ends up being like, you know, too build defining. In the way that Headhunter is. Yeah, it'll definitely be fun to play it for one build. And I do have a very bait gemling build that I've got lined up. I'm going to be doing Glacial Bolt and War Cries with Vrun's Lineage Gem. So we'll see. We'll see if we get some interesting like War Cry stuff. In a way that makes Ingenuity stonks go up since there'll be less demand. Yeah, I wonder... I don't think Ritual is going to be very popular, right? What's the Lineage Gem? So the Lineage Gem is a new Lineage Gem that drops from Vrun, Marshal of Zesht, and it makes War Cries explode ice crystals. So the idea will be Glacial Bolt and then explode them with War Cry. And because we'll be a Gemling Legionnaire for just no reason whatsoever, apart from the fact I needed a build for Gemling Legionnaire, and that is what popped into my mind. There's something new to try with some other new stuff. But because we're in Mercenary area, we can head over to the Warrior area and we can be Warbringer at home, right? We can get our instant War Cries. We can get our empowered attacks. Yeah, it's not... I don't think it's going to be... Well, I think it will be a very good build, just because of how strong Glacial Bolt is. If you can explode all of the crystals at once, Glacial Bolt is really, really strong. With enough scaled area of effect, which you also get a lot of from the Mercenary area, then you can overlap all of the Ice Crystal explosions. The challenge always is exploding all of the ice crystals yourself. But with instantaneous War Cries, it's all good. Alright, what unique are we going to get? Anything good? Wait. Oh, we got another Bronzebeard? Motherfucker. And then I do need to do an Abyssal Leech build at some point. I've not done a Leech build yet. I've also not done an Infernalist build, so maybe we'll try and do some Ignite shenanigans with non-fire skills with Infernalist. We'll do a Martial Artist build. I have not properly had to go with Chayula. I think one build per Ascendancy that I haven't done yet. Not Ascendancy. One build per base class with an Ascendancy I haven't done yet. Think I'm league starting Plants Varashta. Might try a Chrono, a Bone Cage as a second character. It can both repeat and echo. Yeah, the Bonomancer is probably going to be quite strong. I mean, one good thing about Varashta is that it doesn't look like Varashta's ES recharge has been nerfed, right? Varashta's defensive stuff is really strong. I will start getting some extra projectile chance, which will help with our Herald of Thunder and Galvanic Shards clear. Things aren't dying very quickly. I think I need a weapon upgrade. Why is this alive again? I thought I just killed this. They left her as is. I kind of like that it makes her better defined as the ES stacker ascendancy. Yeah, she's strong. I really enjoyed my crossbow Varashta in hardcore. She was very, very strong. Varashta now OP with recharge node. Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be one of the better ES users now. The main challenge with Varashta is it's quite pigeonholed by its minion stuff. You kind of have to jump through a lot of hoops to do stuff that isn't just spells and minions. I mean, that's fine, right? I think it's fine to not be able to do every single build on every single ascendancy. As much as the sandbox enjoyers do want that, I think we'll get that one day, right? We'll have enough tools that you can make anything work on anything. I think it's a lot to expect that at this point. Oh, there was another W change, the bleed change. That reminds me. The bleed change in the patch notes was a very big win. No more extra bleed damage on players while moving. Which I think is a really good change, because bleed is one of those gotcha mechanics where it's really hard to tell that you're bleeding. So it may not be... Dude, I realized from those changes that I wasn't even aware bleed aggravated on players. Yeah. It's kind of the reason you need a bleed charm if you're not prepared for it, right? With enough life or your CI. Is it because you've only played CI, Gaius? Has every one of your characters been Chaos Inoculation? But I think bleed charms may not be as important as they were. Oh, you've never played an ES character? How often I died because of the choice staying in an AoE or moving out while bleeding, right? Yeah, there's a lot of, considering it's a movement-based game, needing to make that kind of decision was completely incompatible. And I really I hadn't thought about it as an important part of the game, but I think now that they've made the change, it makes complete sense. Bleed aggravating when you're moving as a player doesn't fit with this particular game. He's completely unobservant. Yeah, I mean, you and me both. Am I lost? Of course I'm lost. I hope they've changed the Titan Grotto. I don't like that it's a maze. It's an unnecessary maze-like area. Just give us, dangerous enemies on a thin, dangerous platform, right? Make the area dangerous, don't make it confusing. Dead End Grotto. You've lost the game. What do you mean you've lost the game? What game? I hope you don't mean my stream. Really excited to try campaign with the new signposting. Yeah, me too. I think it'll be a really... If you know, you know. Oh, I see. You're making a reference. I don't understand that reference. Yeah, I think it will be a really good change. I know they said it was for repeat playthroughs of the campaign, but I think the signposting is going to be really good for first playthroughs as well. Imagine, it's the first time you're playing Path of Exile 2, and you, go into the Grellwood, and you see those little mushrooms, and you're like, oh, cool, look, there's mushrooms. There's more and more of these little mushrooms. Oh, cool. you know, the, what's it called? I've forgotten what it's called. Terrell Dean, welcome to the stream. I'm sorry that your first message is a frowny face at protagonist. But yeah, like, or you go into the hunting grounds, right, and you follow the footprints that you find as a new player, and you're rewarded with a boss. Just excellent, I think, for both repeat and new players. Grim Dawn was a game that rewarded exploration like that. And I think more ARPGs should take notes from Grim Dawn. I just nearly rolled into that. Whoops. Oh, rolled into it again. Cheeky bastard leading me. Dreadnought and Act 2 boss in one area. And the next area directly after Viper boss are good changes. I agree. You never played Grim Dawn. I think Grim Dawn holds up. So if you do end up finding yourself with a couple of 100 hours to kill, Grim Dawn is a great game. And I think, you know, protagonist, seeing as you're someone that likes looking at the way games play and the mechanics and stuff, I think you would appreciate some of the design choices they make. And the hints don't break immersion for new players. Exactly, right? No, no big yellow arrows. I tried Grim Dawn, but I couldn't stick with it. I've actually never gotten into an ARPG before PoE 2. God bless WASD. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder for how many people of the PoE 2 player base this is their first ARPG that they've liked. Probably not an insignificant amount. There we go, 15% move speed. Can't believe I found 2 bronze beards. How dare you? We'll upgrade our clearing skill first. Do we need to upgrade anything else? Any other level 2 support gems? What do we have? Ammo conservation. Chain, but we don't want to reduce our damage with hits because we don't have very much damage. There's not really anything, is there? There's lightning pen. We just don't really need anything right now.
Stay in sight.
PoE 2 is my first WASD as a game changer. When's a good time to disenchant gear over selling? So, Pharrell, I don't tend to start disenchanting unless I'm very rich in Act 3 normally. So if I've got like 50k gold in Act 3 or like 40k, then I'll start disenchanting to get Regal Orbs. But for the most part, you're going to want a big stock of gold, right? Maybe you want to be finding yourself gambling for a weapon. But there have been times where I want a few Regal Orbs, and they don't drop very often, right? So yeah, sometimes in Act 3, if I've not had to spend very much money, if my ground loot has been really good, then I'll start disenchanting. Otherwise, I just sell everything. All right, let's test now if we're going to get a level 8 spirit gem in, Keth. I agree with that. It used to be a disenchant Andy, but the town vendors can have solid stuff. Yeah, right. Buying rares from vendors, like the more you check vendors, the more likely you are to just be able to buy your upgrades. Gambling when you hit level break points and you've got unlucky with a weapon. So when we hit level 28, is it 28? Oh, it's, let me double check. Like Act 2 in particular, getting a good weapon for Jamon Ra. You want an alloy crossbow. And so when you hit level... Let's check. When you hit level 26, you can start gambling for alloy crossbows if you're stuck for a weapon. And that's going to cost you a fair amount of gold. And Jamon Ra is definitely a sticking point for a lot of people. So that is generally what I would recommend saving gold up for. Yeah, and I think Regals early on will be even less important if they add a lot more essences to the campaign. I think you're right, Gaius. I've definitely had some streamer client Regals. I mean, you've been here when I've regaled a flat fizz into a fizz percentage on a crossbow. Absolute streamer client. More campaign essences. Fingers crossed it moves the needle. Yeah. I mean, there should just be points where you can choose an essence, right? More early game choice, I think, is just good for the game. I'm more than happy to have there be a lot of like RNG in the end game when you're like, you know, farming for gear and stuff. But I think with the campaign being as long as it is, we just need more deterministic and more agency earlier on. Like the blank runes was a good change. I think a blank essence would be a good change. I remember the EA release, it took me 5 hours for Jamon Ra because I went lightning crossbow, which he has high resist to. And the fact that crossbows didn't do that much damage as intended. Right, yeah. Yeah, rocking up to Jamon Ra with a lightning build was made it a very long fight, eh? Jamon Ra was such a wall in 0.1. A billion health and no clue what you were doing and probably had not lightning res. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's a really well-designed fight, though, in terms of how if you play well, you can avoid pretty much all the damage that he's throwing your way. All right, my crossbow is struggling. He's really annoying as melee, right? If he stood in his portal damage over time stuff, right, and the tornadoes, yeah, you're right. He is not a great boss for melee. Now that they've fixed some of the bugs with Asala not doing the windshield properly, he's not that bad. Right, oh yeah, there was the bug where she would like, there would be no safe zone. Forgot about that. There's the other relic. I guess we should be looking... Oh my god, I just ran straight into that crossbow bolt. But at least I got to see all of the boss's mechanics, unlike today where they went the PoE1 route of quick nuking. Well, you're in the right place if you want to see boss mechanics, because I am a stubborn vision player. Though I do expect the bosses with my build will melt in endgame, because my poison build has not been nerfed that much. So I don't know if we'll see many of the mechanics of the new bosses. Maybe. We'll see how quickly we can get to them. Speeds of PoE 1 and PoE 2 is really sad. Most builds just delete the campaign. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some really powerful builds. I wouldn't say it's most of them, though. I think there are some outliers in campaign power that delete the bosses. Urgle Durgle, the man, the myth. How am I doing? I'm doing good, my friend. How are you? Welcome to the stream. We are surviving in the heat wave, just about. Soon we will see the T8 gem. Yeah, I don't know, because it looks like it's level 26, right? Even though we're third in. I don't think we're going to be able to push the zone to level 28. Yeah, we've done it third, and it's still level 26. I saw when I played with Stormblast bolts, pre-placing on Essence's active, boom, dead. Yeah, that's a good point. Stormblast bolts is a bit of a sleeper, isn't it? With how strong it is. I mean, we just did a run with Stormblast last stream. And it absolutely deleted the bosses. Right, but it's a T7 gem. We need T8. Yeah. No T8 gem. Right, I see the zone level is 26, but it's still not dropping. That's a shame. I mean, I don't know if we could get Herald of Plague up and running anyway. What would I do? I would put poison and what on APR for Herald of Plague? Gamble shot, something like that. What do I want to take here? We could do with some attack speed, eh? But these nodes are not very good. This is like 12% for 4 nodes. We're better off with the 6% here. 2, 4, 6, and then the Dex node. Cold damage, deflect, parry damage. What do we want? We want to be prepping for a poison swap, right? We have the area over here. So we want to be heading over here, right? We want these poison nodes and we want these poison nodes. So we just want to be doing travel nodes now. Yeah, I think it would be quite challenging even if we could get a Herald of Plague to make a poison swap. I don't know how well it would work. Oh, there's an alloy crossbow. Nice. You gonna give me something good? 6 strength. Come on, Fizz. 87 accuracy rating. Get fucked. How dare you? You absolute cretin of an alloy crossbow. Yeah. Maybe we need to give that as feedback. Give us level 8 spirit gems, you cowards.
Easy trophy.
I don't have any support gems, I don't, so I can't even check what we would be putting in. I guess we'll just upgrade. Oh, we can't even upgrade Herald of Thunder because I haven't been taking Dex nodes. Bro, we're gonna finally go hardcore with crossbow next league. Oh. I mean, I've done hardcore on crossbows, depression, but I won't be league starting hardcore. I'll be league starting in trade. Ooh, another alloy crossbow. This one will be good. This one will be good. Here we go. Oh, attack speed. Oh, brr. And a little bit of fizz. Fizz and accuracy. Just remove them. Just remove them. The change to the accuracy stuff won't affect Act 2, eh? It's only going to affect Act 1. Depression. Oh, depression. We are definitely going to be doing a martial artist crossbow build at some point. The plan would be, and Protagonist I think is going to do this too. He might even be doing it first. You might see a build guide from him. We can do crossbows and Tempest Bell on martial artist because we can use crossbows to build combo points now. Hey? Yeah, there's a new martial artist node that they released. Any skill can build combo.
Speak up.
So have at it. Herald of Thunder should also build combo based on the wording, which is obscene, right? Any hit can build combo. What do you use the combos for? You can spend them on Tempest Bells, which you can then shoot with your crossbow. You can spend it on Mantra of Destruction for additional damage gained as chaos.
I will tell your tale.
But mostly Tempest Bells. Sounds awesome. It does sound awesome, doesn't it? I'm curious to see how much they raise the ceiling of enemy power with all these expansions. Some of the new chase items from League mechanics are pretty powerful. You can technically put combo on any strike skill, but Bell is the one with the innate synergy. Yeah, we just want to be shooting bells, right? I don't want to be slapping things with a staff. Oh, we got a couple of rings here. That should help with Gem and Ra.
Another day's water.
Do we need both of them? We probably don't need both of them.
Do not wander. They
We'll buy a blacksmith whetstone. Oh, we got some more attack speed here. Buy those as well.
I shall put this to goodbye.
I don't know if this crossbow is going to be an upgrade. 15 to 61. Oh, but with attack speed, yeah, it will be, won't it? Yeah. We will equip that when we hit level 26. We need to pop back and do our relic thing. What am I doing? Valley of the Titans, right? I can remember where it is. We're also going to be able to place 3 bells now, and they can be ancestrally boosted. Exactly, right? Triple bells. Someone else mentioned when I brought it up in another Discord that we might even also be able to get the like the procs for the ailments, you know, for consuming ailments and stuff from the bells. Where are we going? Where's the caravan? Oh, it's here. Tempest Bell being able to be ancestrally boosted is crazy. I played Titan WA? It's WA this league, and it was already great. The bill gets to double dip on Ancestral Boost with Bell 2. Oh, Whirling Assault. So what does ancestrally boosting a Bell do? How does it change its behavior? Does it double hit?
Yes.
What am I doing? Oh, I haven't finished Lost City yet, have I? The Ancestral Boost should clone it. It creates 2 additional copies. Right, got you. The only problem is kind of the defense. On Martial Artist, have you not seen how good the gloves are? You can basically get a chess piece on your hands. I don't think we'll need to worry about defense. Evasion Energy Shield is still going to be really, really strong on Monk. You'll be comfy if you go Evasion ES with Depression. You'll be very comfy. And there's nodes for ancestral boosting there anyway. But it counts as empowered now and can be scaled further on the warrior side of the tree. How are we going to get over to the warrior side of the tree? Yeah, I mean, I've played a crossbow monk before with Evasion ES. And yeah, it was pretty miserable until I hit about 4.5k total health pool. And then it was fine. Then it was really comfortable with like good evasion. I mean, Ghost Dance has been nerfed a little bit, but not as much as I was expecting, actually. I think Ghost Dance is still going to be a good skill. Plus, we have the deflect buff. I don't know if you guys have seen the graph for how easy it is to cap deflect now. But it looks like you can cap deflect at 20,000 rating. Yeah, capping at 20k is pretty big. Companions will be viable and a lot better as well. Yeah, I think we'll have a lot of tools. That's just what Evasion ES needed, right? More tools. They were really struggling before. Yeah, I mean, we could have a quick look on my... Do I have a deflect character? Did I build any deflect on my Deadeye? Oh, 7.5k. Not that much. But I mean, my gear sucks on this character. I'm using a constricting command. Pretty shit gloves. A Morior Invictus. Yeah, I don't know what the deflect chance would be on 7.5k. It won't be double, right? My EVES Ice Shot Deadeye felt 5 times tankier than any of the 3 Titans that I've played. Right, yeah. EVES is just really strong. Also, Martial Artists will have 5 additional runes. That's true. Tactician armor deflect, yeah, Butty Cutie. Tactician armor deflect is very strong, and it's about to get a lot stronger. Tactician is going to be super tanky. And they've buffed banners as well. I'd never ended up trying out banners on my Tactician, but I know they've buffed the base radius, right? By quite a lot, by 1.5 meters. I don't know if that is the difference that would make them less clunky, but I've never just felt like I wanted to play banners. Yes, Gaius Quintus, Frag Rounds is being buffed for Riven builds. You are correct. I'm very excited. It kind of almost offsets the poison duration nerf on Pathfinder for my League starter. Almost offsets it. So I will admit that my understanding of exactly how duration interacts with poison, I don't have a great understanding of it, right? I know that because I attack very fast on my Pathfinder, that I can keep up as many stacks as I want, even if they're really short duration. So I don't actually know how much of a DPS loss it will be for single target with 40% less duration. Is the poison nerf that bad? I think it's bad for characters that don't attack as fast as we do with frag rounds. It's about a 40% duration nerf. But I don't know if that directly translates to a 40% DPS loss. But you're right that it's not a big deal because you can do so much damage with double stacks of poison that it just means, you know, you go from a 10-second Arbiter kill or Uber to Arbiter kill to a 15-second Uber Arbiter kill, which is nothing. It's still going to be really strong. Wow, we just found a 2-socket rare alloy. $17 to $64 with a little bit of lightning damage and some attack speed. Might hit this with an exalt or two. What did I hit on this one? It's always a suffix. 5 to 12 fizz. Alright, well we don't need to hit this. We can keep this one now. I hope the overlapping effect fix will help with grenades. I can't play it without crashing my PC. Oh my god. What's the overlapping effect fix? I read out all of the bug fixes, but I actually couldn't tell you any of them because by that point I had been recording a video all day. Ooh, a lesser jeweler's orb. Wait, did we know that was guaranteed there? Is that guaranteed there? What? Oh, it is. Buried Shrines League. Right. I completely forgot that was a thing. What do we do? Galvanic? No. We need to save it, right? We need to save it for APR so that we can do the poison swap. As far as I understand it, they want to lower the number of explosion instances that are shown, right? Yeah, that will help performance though. Sorry to see the YouTube video wasn't as kind to you as you might have been hoping. The thumbnail was peak though. No, don't worry. It was the thumbnail I made was my favorite part of that video. That was a lot of fun to make. But yeah, I think with the Sleep Story YouTube video, you know, there are many factors, right? People that want patch note readings or patch note interpretations probably aren't clicking on it. And then YouTube probably just isn't showing it to people that want sleep stories. So it was fun to try though. I mean, actually, I say that. I was very tired of editing it by the end. It took me a good 10 hours of work, I think, to put that video together. I might do another one in the future. I might do another one. I might fix some of the mistakes I made with how quick I'm talking at the start. I don't think the speed at which I'm reading out the notes was right. I couldn't watch it. Sleeping at work isn't a good idea. But don't worry. It was like, you know, it was like low effort content in inverted commas. So it was nice to just put something out that didn't take me weeks to prepare. As most of my videos normally take me a couple of weeks of script writing, things like that. We don't want evasion. We can throw a couple of runes in here. Let's slam it with a couple of exalts. There we go. Easy game. 78% increased fizz. Such an easy game. Just hit it. Easy. Just hit it. We don't have any storm runes. Am I really putting iron runes in this? I guess it helps single target. There we go. A little bit of an upgrade. From 24 to 55 to 35 to 132. Just hit it. It's easy. I want my deck, so I'll just sell that. We're keeping the Lesser Jeweler's Orb.
It is time you have your orders.
All right. I think we're gonna start winding down. We've been going for about just over 3 hours. So I think my plan for tomorrow will be probably to try and finish the video I'm working on. If I don't get it done during basically the morning, because I'm going to spend the day, it's bank holiday, I'm going to spend the day with my partner tomorrow. So in the evening, I'll probably, instead of streaming, finish the video I'm working on. Because as you know, league start videos are very time sensitive. So I would like to get it done as quick as I can. So what I'll probably do is finish the script and the slide deck in the morning, film it in the evening, edit and release it on the Tuesday will be the plan. And that's just like a run and gun league start toolkit video, right? How do I describe it? League start essentials for run and gun, right? What are your options if you want to do physical, ice, fire, and lightning skills? That's the plan for that video. We'll see how it does. And then I'll be back on Tuesday. And we'll continue trying to do a campaign poison swap. I think we're about to do that in Act 3. So that's the plan on Tuesday. Come hang out on Tuesday evening. If by some miracle I get the video made and published tomorrow evening, then maybe I'll come online, but I can't guarantee it. That's the plan. Yeah, you all enjoy your bank holiday Monday as well, if you have one. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow night. Otherwise, I'll see you on Tuesday. And we will... Let's raid out to Aero. I had a nice chat with Aero the other day. So thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you this week and appreciate you all. I appreciate the follows, the chats, everything. Let's go see Aero.